Divas and Divos. So welcome back to Talk That Talk. Need to adjust myself. So I just wanted to come on here and talk to you about my weight gain and my depression. So that has a lot to, they go hand in hand. Okay, so when I lived in Vegas, I lost anywhere from 75-8 pounds. It just all depends on how my weight is fluctuating that day, basically. Like, all depends on what I ate and things like that. So I believe we left in 2012. Before we moved to England, we spent some time with our family in South Carolina, and I kind of picked up a little bit of weight, just a little bit, not much, but I was like in the 165 or something like that, or another, but I was maintaining. Okay, maintain. So we moved to England 2012. I believe we got there in October, and it was cold. I was not expecting it to be so cold, and I didn't like it. Now, the people that I met on the strip when I was working in the cosmetic field, they had my head all gassed up for England. Like, I was ready to take England on. However, I could not. I just couldn't stand it. I did not like living there. So I ate. And life was literally beating me down, literally. So we got there in 2012. 2013, my husband gets a deployment and he leaves me behind with our children. Now, I was ready to go home. I was like, you know what, click this job, I can go home, we can find another place to live, blah blah blah. But you know what, I was like, you know what, I can do this. I can do this. So I was still maintaining my workout and things like that, and I was maintaining my weight for the most part. I would go to the gym and I was only working part-time, so I was able to go to the gym before I picked up the kids, and the kids were right there on the base. So, and I worked on the base in the accounting part, in the accounting department, and yeah, that was something. Excuse me, pardon me. So I went to go look for another job because I just couldn't stand being in, I wouldn't say, yeah, I just wasn't thrilled being in the accounting department anymore. Like, I had been in accounting for years, and that's always like my fallback, because I've been in accounting for so long. Like, I was always in accounting, and I was actually going to go to school for accounting at one point in time too. I wanted to do a lot. Like, I wanted to be a sex therapist, I wanted to go to school accounting, I wanted to go to school for being a hairdresser, but I just never accomplished any of that stuff. Actually, yeah, I never accomplished any of that stuff. I was about to say, yeah, I didn't. No, I didn't. I'm not gonna lie to you. No, I didn't. So 2013, my husband deployed, and while he's deployed, I'm looking for a job, and I meet this girl in the cosmetic field because I wanted to be where I loved. I loved being in the cosmetic field. Like, I loved doing that. And this job was going to be a pretty great job. It was going to be in management. And at that time, the pounds to dollars ratio, phenomenal. So I would have been doing something that I loved, and I would have been getting paid bank off of doing something that I love. And not a lot of people can say that. So the day of the interview, I go and put on my stripper outfit. It really wasn't a stripper outfit. it's just one of those outfits that I just really like it was fishnets, the shirt was to see through, and yeah, it was a lot. So I go to Denningham's, and my GPS takes me a certain way, but like prior to that, like weeks prior to that, a friend of mine has shown me another way to go, and it ends up being the bus route. Now I don't know it's the bus route, but that's the way the GPS has taken me before, me and my friend that's shown me this way, and it was like, hey, so it was like, hey, so yeah. So I get into a car accident, never make it to the interview, and I total my car. Now I love my cars. My cars are literally like my children. Like, I call it no kid left behind. Like, Sasha was my baby, and it was an escape, and she was paid for, and she'd been through some things but she was mine and she was paid for. And so I wasn't hurt. I think I had whiplash, but I wasn't hurt. I never made it to the cosmetic interview. They were blowing my phone up. However, I was like, literally the mall denim was right here and I was right here. Literally I was right here and denim was right here. That's where we were at. That's where I was at, all hemmed up. So I got depressed because now I'm forced to drive my husband's British car that is a stick shift. I hate driving manuals. I hate driving manuals. It gets on my nerves. It's ridiculous. And I went into a depression because my husband wasn't here. It was just me and these two kids. And I just couldn't take it anymore. So I ate. Okay, so I ate. And I'm eating this whole 6 months while he's gone. So in 2013, I put on about anywhere from 10 to 15 pounds. Okay. I'm all like, I'm nervous. So I put on anywhere from, let me make sure this is recording because I don't want to do this again, right? Because when I did it before, I was crying, and I'm trying not to cry. So anyway, sorry. So I put on anywhere from 10 to 15 pounds. It's alright. I'm still able to fit into most of my clothes. I'm still able to get by in most of my clothes. And my husband is really enjoying his weight on me. However, I'm not. But it's okay. Like, it's okay. So 2014 rolls around. And I am trying to get a hold of my weight, and I really did miss my car. Like, not having my car, not having Sasha. Like, Sasha been through some things. Like, Sasha was my road dog. Like, anybody knows me, like, knows I love my cars. Like, I just love my cars. Like, my cars are my babies. They literally are my babies. And I get a new car. I like Naomi. Naomi, she a bad member gem now. She a tough customer. That's my grandfather used to say. That's a tough customer. But I have any lipstick on my teeth. I always get lipstick on my teeth when I have my retainers in. So yeah, so the summer rolls around in 2014, and there is a death in the family. My grandmother dies on my father's side, and it's alright. I understand, because of the fact that she's been quite ill, and I'm okay with it. And No, sorry, that's not who dies first. Like we really had so many deaths in the family. I want to say, I know 2014 we went home because Raymond's grandmother passed away, and it hurt me. All these deaths hurt me, but it hurt me because I didn't see her sick. As long as I don't see someone sick, for the most part, I'm all right with the death. And it's so funny because I felt like I wasn't good enough for her. When I met her, I was like, ooh, Raymond, your grandmother does not like me. Like, I'm older than my husband. I can't remember how many years because I barely can remember how old I am. But I'm older than my husband. Like, I had my daughter before, you know, before I got married to my husband. And she would give my kids any and everything she had around them, like whatever they wanted. If it was in her means, she would give it to them. And I was like, why does your grandmother like me? Like, I just thought that she didn't like me. But time goes on and she's fresh with me. We're sitting down and she's watching, I want to say she's either watching football or basketball. And this is when she was alive. And she, I'm like, Grandma, you watch sports? I know why you watch sports. You like to see those men in tight clothing. Look at that booty. She like, like that cracks me up every time I think about it. That literally cracks me up because I see her doing it every time, and I do that laugh sometimes. Like, I'm like it cracks me up. It cracks me up. But so we do go home for that, and my Bubba is hanging out with me, and I'm hanging out with him because I love my Bubba. My Bubba is, he's almost like a son. He was almost like my son, just about. Anything I could do for him, I would, if it was in my means, I really would do for him. So that happens, and seeing my husband in that state, and I could tell things, because as much as I hate to admit it, my husband really is like my closest friend. I say that meaning like I can't see myself being like that. Like, that's my best friend. My husband is my best friend. But literally, don't tell him. Don't find who he is and then tell him, okay? Because that'll gas his head up. But yeah, he's like my best friend, just about. Like, he's my closest friend, and I try not to hide anything from him. That's another thing. Like, I feel like I have to be, I can be myself, but I have to be pins and needles sometimes, but he takes me for whatever and however I am, and that makes me love him more and more, because we're crazy. Like, we have issues. Drink some water because I don't know, I just feel like I need some water. So his grandmother dies. And seeing my husband like that, his grandmother raised him, just about, and seeing him like that, coping with him, dealing with him, you know, comforting him, because he truly is my better half. I turned to cookies and milk. not literally, but I'm just saying I turned to food. And it's funny because people be like, well, how did you like the food there? Like, I did not like the food there, but I gained a lot of weight there. Like, I gained all my weight back just about. So dealing with that, and then my Bubba takes sick early part of 2015. And I'm like, well, he's going to make it. He's going to pull through. Like, I pray for him all the time. And literally, I was praying for him all the time. And then my job was getting on my nerves. Like, the manager that was there, she was just, ugh. The supervisor did not have a backbone. I'm like, blink once if you need me to call security forces to remove her from here. Like, just blink. Like, let us know. Like, what does she have on you that you cannot have a backbone against this person? And she was just making everyone like living HLL. Like, oh my gosh, like, we just couldn't deal with her. Scary Mary is what we called her. I shouldn't have said that. But she was just making it hard. And my Bubba is like my everything. And I'm not there for him. And I can't be there for them right now. My Bubba pulls through. And I'm eating my feelings away. This time around, I am around 200 pounds. And my Bubba does pull out, but you know, he's still not himself. And as time goes on, and this is 2015, time goes on, and he's getting ill. And when I FaceTime him, he doesn't look the same. And I'm like, what's going on with your face? And he was like, well, all the nutrients is going into my face. And I'm like, what does that mean? I didn't understand. And he's like, well, that's what they're saying, like none of the nutrients is getting to my body, like it's just going all to his face. Like, I did not recognize him at all. And I'm talking to my Bubba, and I talk to my Bubba. I don't talk to him every day. Like, I'm not a type of person that you can sit on the phone with and just sit there and talk to. Like, I don't even do that with my husband. We used to, but we don't do that now. I'm like, that's something that I just didn't do that. I'm not like talking all the time. And in September, at the beginning of like midweek September, probably like the 7th of September in 2015, I get a call from my family, and my dad's like, you need to get here. I was like, what's wrong? And he was like, your Bubba's in the hospital. You need to come home. I was like, well, he's gonna be alright. I was like, we've already talked. I let him know how I felt. He let me know how he felt. Like, we had a long discussion on how he felt. And my Bubba was alone. And I don't know this. Like, I know this, but I don't know how severe it was until I get home. So I'm like, no, he's gonna be alright. He's gonna be alright. So apparently my husband and my dad's talking, and my husband's like, we're going home. I was like, is it that bad? He was like, I need to get you home. So I'm going home. And right before we step on the plane, my husband's get a call from my father and tells me that my Bubba passed. Now this is September 11th. So September 11th means totally different to me than it was for anybody else. Because that is when my world literally crashed and turned upside down. So my husband gets the call, and I guess they talk whatever, and he's telling my husband that, you know, my Baba passed. And right when we get on the plane, and my husband's like, look, he was like, your Baba didn't make it. I was like, okay. He was like, did you hear what I said? Because I just kind of shrugged it off. I was like, yeah, I heard you. He was like, your Baba didn't make it. He's like, are you alright? I'm like, yeah, I'm alright. He's like, I'm like, yeah, I'm alright. So I go. We get on the plane, we get there, and I'm alright. Like, I don't cry or anything. And I hadn't told the kids. And telling the kids was the hardest thing that I could have ever done, because that's their uncle. And not only that, but my daughter and my Baba has this weird connection. Like he's my Baba, but he's her Baba too. And to make it, let me tell you how close they are, or they were. Her first words was his name. And I was like, wait a minute, I know she's not saying that. She's not saying your name. And I'm like, say mama. And she says his name again. I was like, you know why she's saying your name? It's because you get on my nerves. Like, he got on my nerves. But that was his road dog. So 2015, my Baba passed, and I'm finding out how my family treat him. Like he wasn't family. That pisses me off, and that changes a lot of things, because had I known that no one was there for him. Now, granted, some people were there, but there's a lot of people that's there that should have been there for him, and they weren't. So had I known that, I would have quit my new job, because I had just started a new job, to be there. Because me starting my new job and dealing with those kids, that saved me. And I dealt with my Baba being gone, and me not saying goodbye the way I really wanted to, and I'm not gonna cry. So me not being there for him the way I wanted to be there for him, that holds a big button on me, because he was my everything. Like I made my husband search around the world for these sneakers that he wanted for Christmas, literally around the world. Like, we were checking every place, and we found them in Italy. So that's how close me and my Baba were, and I've never gotten over it. I've never gotten over it, and all I did was just eat and eat and eat. And I worked out, but me working out wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough. And I just ate all of it away because I don't like crying, and I do cry from time to time over my Bubba because he's my Bubba and I miss him so much, and I just wish things could have been different because I wish I could have just been there for him more. Had I known how bad it was, I would have jumped on a plane and clocked my job. And the only reason why I probably didn't kill myself for anything is, one, because it's not right, it's a sin. Two, my kids need me. Like, my daughter really needs me. And my job. Hold it. Okay, so we're in 2016 and my job that saved me is now making me stressed because I am the only one working the program, and I'm still trying to deal with my brother being gone. Like, I really just want to lay in the bed and hide. No one could understand that I just wanted to lay in the bed and hide, but I couldn't let the kids down because those kids depended on me and I depended on them. I depended on those kids like the way I breathe. And then my daughter's health is deteriorating because she has sickle cell disease, and after my Bubba dies, it's like she's holding on the burden of it too. Like, she just doesn't let go of it. And I get it because, like I said, there's two who are like this. So I get it. And it's hard to see my daughter laying in the hospital, where if she used to be hospitalized, she'd be hospitalized for like less than a week, and now she's in the hospital for weeks. Like, 1 year we were stuck in Germany because she was sick, and she's like, I'm not gonna get better, mommy, because I can't talk to AJ. And I'm like, don't say that. Like, you're gonna get better. It's gonna get better. And it literally doesn't. Like, her health is like deteriorating, and I'm eating all the time now because I just can't deal with it. I don't know how to deal with it. I just eat everything away. But I just don't know how to deal with it. So yeah, I've packed on anywhere from 10 to 15 pounds because of death and illnesses, and it's just loads of everything going on top of it, and I just couldn't deal with it, and that put me in a depression. Like, I cut my hair and no one knew that I had hair. The only person who knew I had hair was like my family, and my daughter cried because I cut my hair because I was just so stressed out. I was just eating my feelings away, and I cut my hair. And I'll try to insert a picture of the haircut and the actual hair that I cut, because I took pictures of it because my daughter just could not believe that I did it, and it was a lot. Like, it's grown out on loads now, but it's not the same. And now I don't even perm my hair anymore. So now I live in Cali. I see my parents more. I talk to my parents just a little too much sometimes. But I just don't like talking. I don't like trying to deal with my feelings. I'm too busy eating them away, I guess. Just clean my brush because I don't want to cry. So if I just do something, I won't cry. But I have to be there for my kids, especially my daughter. My son, he's a trooper. Like, I don't know. My husband's worried that Lamar has seen so much death. Like, both our grandparents died. My Baba passed away. His grandfather passed away. That's another thing. His grandfather passed away after his grandmother died. And I loved his grandfather. His grandfather took my side no matter how wrong I was. It was so cute. It was so cute. Like, he was like, Raymond, no, that's not what we do. You're a man, you're gonna be a man. If this is what she wants, you're gonna do it. Blah 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 blah. Like, he just took my side. I'm like, I'm gonna tell your grandmother. I'm gonna call your grandmother right now. Like, he just took my side no matter what. I loved every moment of it. So his grandmother passed, his grandfather passed, my Baba passed, and then I have uncle that passed. And that kind of hurts too, because that happened like so abruptly. Apparently he was ill. They think that he might have had pneumonia, and he died. And it's funny because he used to always say that him, my Baba, and my daughter, they looked alike. Like, he swore up and down like those three, those three look alike. Like, he just thought that they looked like, and it was so cute. So how am I dealing with my depression? Not dealing. I put on a front because I want everyone around me to be okay, because our family has been through so much. So if I put on a front that I'm okay, everyone else is okay. I do cry from time to time, and my husband just accepts it and he lets me cry, and that's why I love him so much, because I don't have to really tell him what's wrong. I can just curl up to him and cry, and I hate doing that because I don't want him to make me seem weak. And that's another thing, I don't want to seem weak. Like, I'm not. I'm just I'm just trying to deal with my feelings. Trying to get a hold of my weight. I joined Weight Watchers again, and I was just about to quit, but I'm not going to. Apparently, someone, the motivator there, the speak motivator there, she's going to kind of coach me a little. So we'll see. Because if I don't lose a certain amount of weight by the 11th of March, I'm not going to continue on this. Like, I don't have money to be giving away. I'm not working. So yeah. And then I work out, and I like to work out, and I used to like to run or jog or fake run, because, you know, I have a big booty, so that thing there, she's a beast boy, and can't really run that much right now. So I'll work out at home while my daughter goes to school part-time. So I either work out at home or I'll go to the gym and just get on the elliptical and do that. But I'm trying to deal with my depression, and my husband's like, well, you're not depressed. I'm like, you don't know what I am, because you just don't know. He's like, no, I know. He's like, I know when you were depressed. And he might know. He might know a little something. He might know a little something. I'm not going to give him any credit because he's my husband and we've been together for so many years. That's another thing. We've been together for so long. Oh my gosh, I haven't killed him yet. I've been trying to poison him. Ugh. But that's my boo. and he helps me with a lot of it. So I just wanted to give you some of that talk on depression and how things are, how I came to gain most of my weight back. Like, I am struggling, and I think once my daughter gets better, because since we've been back in the States, like, she was hostile. Sorry, so I'm just going to end this because my battery died, so I don't have any more and I don't have an extra battery. Actually, I do. I'm not about to go upstairs and get it. I'm just gonna go ahead and end it on that note that I am trying to deal with my depression and my weight. So what I will probably do is do like a little check-in on maybe my weight and how I'm feeling for the week or something like that. I don't know, like I had McDonald's today because my daughter wants McDonald's. I shouldn't do that. That's another thing. I give in to her. Excuse me. Anything she wants, I give in to her, and it's not good for my body. Like, because it's not good for hers. That's another thing. But she's getting heavy. But I know it has a lot to do with the medicine that she's on. Like, she's on loads of medicine, and she's getting blood transfusions once a month. What I mean, we go through a lot. We're going through a lot, so it's pretty expected of how things have happened, and I'm surprised I'm still here. So yeah, that's it, Divas and Divos. That is some real talk for you. So comment below, subscribe. We'll have more talk, and yeah, peace and peace.